Hi, so today I will talk about kidney stones. So before we start, I invite you to visit my website, thecandidaslayer.com, where I have articles about health, natural health, gut health. I also have a course on how to heal your gut naturally. There is a special offer right now until the 2nd of September, where I offer a private coaching session if you buy the course to heal your gut. So I will put the link in the description box under this video. So kidney stones. What are kidney stones? Most kidney stones are calcium oxalate stones. Other stones are uric acid stones or calcium phosphate stones. We will talk about that. What are the symptoms when you have kidney stones? Lower back pain, because your kidneys are in your lower back, like on the picture here. Lower stomach pain, because the pain from the back can irradiate to the front on your lower stomach. Pain with urination, frequent urination, blood in urines, not always, but you can have some blood, cramps, muscle pain, especially cramps in your calf. It's due to a mineral imbalance, and when you have a mineral imbalance, usually calcium is involved in that imbalance. And it's usually calcium and magnesium mainly. It can be many other minerals, but usually it's a problem of calcium and or magnesium. So if you have cramps in your legs, in your calf, it means there's something wrong in your calcium, in your mineral balance in your body. So it could be, a sign that something could happen, that you could have kidney stones soon. So don't ignore this type of signal. And gout could be another symptom that you have when you have kidney stones. It can go together. Why? Because gout is mainly caused by uric acid stones. Okay, so what are the causes of kidney stones? So this is not in order of importance. All of these points are important. They can all cause kidney stones. Maybe the most important cause would be a bad gut health, a bad gut microbiome. But I will come to that. So having a vegetarian or a vegan diet or a carnivore diet. Okay. So why? Because when you are a vegetarian or a vegan, you will eat a lot of vegetables, and chances are that you will eat a lot of vegetables rich in oxalates. And we will talk about the foods rich in oxalates in some of the next in one of the next slides. But yeah, so you will get more oxalates in your diet if you are a vegetarian or a vegan. And if you are on a carnivore diet, that is to say, mostly meat and animal products and very, very little or no vegetables at all, yes, it can cause kidney stones, because being on a carnivore diet will make your body richer in uric acid. You will produce more uric acid, and therefore you can form uric acid stones. Okay, so I'm not in favor of any crazy extreme diet. I'm not saying that vegetarian, vegan, or carnivore diet can't help you at one point in your life. Yes, I know many people who got better, when they became vegan or vegetarian or carnivore. Yes, these diets can help, but only short time. I really don't recommend going on these diets long term. Okay, so anyway, let's move on. So a high sugar diet can cause many issues, because lots of sugar in your diet can cause mineral imbalances, because especially if you eat refined sugar, this will cause mineral and vitamin imbalances, because it's empty calories. So your body will need to take minerals and vitamins out of its tissues, of its bones, to be able to process sugar. But this is not the only problem with sugar. Sugar interferes with the body's ability to absorb calcium and magnesium. It means what I just said. Fructose has been linked to an increased risk of kidney stones because fungi and bacteria make oxalates. This is a very important point. They make oxalate from sugar and particularly from fructose. Yes, so when you have gut imbalances, when you have dysbiosis, when you have candida, your candida infection will make oxalates, and therefore you can form oxalate calcium stones. Okay. Processed foods. Processed foods are a problem because for so many reasons, but because they are rich in sodium, and we are not talking here about natural unrefined salt. We are talking here about refined salt, and refined salt, like anything that is refined, is so detrimental for your health because it depletes your body of minerals and vitamins and so on. Anytime you eat something refined, that's what happens. So you will get way too much sodium when you eat processed foods. You will eat chemical additives. Processed foods are full of chemical additives. They are so bad for your body. They are so bad for your gut and for your gut flora, as I explained in so many videos. Processed foods are rich in sugar, and we just saw why that would be a problem. Alcohol, if you consume a lot of alcohol, that's a problem because it messes up with your insulin secretion, with your insulin levels in your body. And beer particularly is rich in oxalate and in iron. And iron oxalates will form stones also, and that is one of the main causes of gout. Actually, gout can be caused by iron oxalates. And so ethanol increases iron absorption as well as magnesium elimination. And as we will see, magnesium is important to avoid kidney stones. Green juices, especially green juices rich in spinach or any other vegetable rich in oxalates. So be careful with that. When you make green juices, I recommend drinking green juices. I really like green juices, but you need to do that in a clever way. Okay, choose the right vegetables to juice. A diet low in dairy products can cause kidney stones because oxalates, they bind with calcium, and when they bind with calcium, they precipitate. So when they precipitate in your digestive tract, that's fine because you will eliminate them with your stool. But when they precipitate in your bloodstream, that's when you will have problems, and that's when you can have kidney stones. So if you eat dairy products together with spinach, let's say, that is high in oxalates, the oxalates of your spinach will bind to the calcium in your dairy products, and therefore it will stay in your digestive system and it will get eliminated. It won't go in your bloodstream. All right. Calcium supplements, particularly calcium carbonate, can cause issues because your body cannot absorb these supplements, especially calcium carbonate. And in general, I don't recommend isolated minerals or vitamins, synthetic minerals and vitamins. Most people think they are fine because they are just minerals or vitamins. They think it's not like drugs. So it's not toxic, but it's not true. It is toxic because this is not supposed to happen in nature. In nature, you don't have an isolated mineral, right there that you could absorb. No, minerals always come together with other minerals, with other nutrients, with other vitamins. So it doesn't exist in nature, something that is isolated. You would not be able to absorb something isolated. So when you do absorb something that is isolated, because it is artificial, it is man-made, it will create imbalances in your body. Okay, so don't do that. And so calcium supplements, particularly calcium carbonate, that you can find in antacids, like natural antacids supplements, that will cause issues, that can cause kidney stones. All right, so be careful with these supplements. Ascorbic acid, the synthetic version of vitamin C, okay, can cause kidney stones. There are many studies about that. but natural vitamin C won't cause kidney stones. Synthetic vitamin D, again, the problem is because it's synthetic, it's not natural. Synthetic vitamin D can cause kidney stones because vitamin D, when you take vitamin D, your body will absorb 20 times more calcium. Okay, but if you take vitamin D without vitamin K2, that's when you will have problems, because vitamin K2 is in charge of taking the calcium and putting where it needs to go in your body, that is to say, in your bones and in your teeth. If you take vitamin D without vitamin K2, you will have an accumulation of calcium in your body, an accumulation of calcium in your tissues, in your bloodstream, and you will form stones. So here I'm not saying that you should supplement with synthetic vitamin K2 in a pill or in drops. No, again, it must come from food. Poor hydration, because when your urine becomes more concentrated because you don't drink enough, then there are more chances that you will form stones. Lack of bile for different reasons. Bile is so important in your body. It has many different uses. So we use bile to be able to absorb, to digest, to emulsify fats and to digest them. Bile is used also to detoxify the body, and it's also a natural lubricant for the intestine. So a lack of bile will make you unable to absorb fat. So then when you will eat fat, it will just go through your body, you won't absorb it, and it will take some nutrients with it that won't be able to be absorbed. And it can deplete the calcium from your food. It will go through you too quickly, and therefore it won't be able to bind with the oxalates, as we said before. And also another problem, if you don't absorb fats, if you don't absorb fats correctly, you won't absorb the fat-soluble vitamins, okay, A, E, D, and K. And as we just said, these vitamins are very important for the correct absorption of calcium in your body. And they have so many more important properties. So antibiotics, yes, so antibiotics, if you take antibiotics, that can cause kidney stones and so many other issues, because when you take antibiotics, it destroys your gut flora and your especially your bacteria, and your bacteria are in charge of destroying, they produce an enzyme that destroys oxalates, okay? And also, if you take antibiotics, it destroys your bacteria, but it doesn't destroy yeast. So you will have a yeast infection, a fungal infection like Candida. And as we said before, Candida and other yeast and molds, they produce oxalates. Okay, so dysbiosis, fungal infections can be a cause of kidney stones. Leaky gut also, because the oxalates, instead of getting eliminated, they can, when they reach your intestine, they reach your small intestine or your colon, if you have holes in there, if you have leaky gut, then the oxalates will arrive into your bloodstream. It will cross your intestinal mucosa, and it will come to your it will get to your bloodstream, and that's when there's a problem. And if you have an alkaline urine, I'm sorry, I still don't know how to pronounce this word in English. So why? Okay, so as we said, if your urine is too acidic, you can create uric acid stones. But if your urine is too alkaline, you will create calcium phosphate stones. So as always, it's a matter of balance. You don't want too acidic or too alkaline. You want right in the middle. And this is not something you need to worry about if you have a natural diet. Okay, if you have a natural diet, a Weston A. Price type of diet, I will talk about that just after. You don't have to worry about, oh, am I too alkaline? Am I too acidic? Oh my God. These are details that it just drives me crazy when I see so many people focusing on stupid details like that. I'm sorry, but yeah, I really think it's stupid, because you don't need to worry about these things if you have a natural diet. I have an old video where I talk about acidic, alkaline, blah blah blah. I will put the link up there. It's in French, but with English subtitles. So you just need to activate the YouTube subtitles for English. Okay. But anyway, so especially, you know, for people who wants to alkaline your body, to alkaline their urine, they take sodium bicarbonate on an empty stomach. They take supplements of potassium citrate. Again, I'm very against isolated minerals, and if you take bicarbonate, sodium bicarbonate, you will mess up with the acidity of your stomach. And okay, so this is not a good idea. Okay, so we have been talking a lot about oxalates. So which are the foods rich in oxalates? So I recommend that you watch my video about oxalates. I made a whole video about oxalates. So for more details, please go watch it. I put the link up there. It appears on the right corner of the screen. So if you have issues with kidney stones, you need to avoid these foods. If you don't really have issues with kidney stones, don't worry too much. But it's not a good idea to eat spinach every day, even if you don't have issues with kidney stones. Okay, so the key to health is balance and variety. Don't eat always the same things. You need to change. Like if you make green vegetables, I recommend green vegetables, but don't juice always the same vegetables, you know. Juice 2-3 vegetables together with one fruit, let's say, and change these vegetables every day or every 2 or 3 days. Don't drink or don't eat all the time the same vegetables. Try to have a natural diet. Again, in nature, you would not eat exactly the same thing every day. Okay. Anyway, and there are other sources of oxalates, as I said, made by Candida, Aspergillus. So be careful if you have fungal infections. You need to address that. You need to heal your gut and your gut flora. And the liver produces oxalates, but don't worry about that, because it's like a natural process that you can't stop and you should not stop. Okay, so just focus on avoiding oxalate-rich foods. And so if you still want to consume oxalate-rich foods regularly, oxalates are water soluble. So the best way to get rid of oxalates in your food is by boiling them. Like if you want to cook spinach, you boil your spinach, you discard the water, and by doing that, you discard most oxalates with the water. There still are some oxalates with the spinach, but at least you remove a big part of the oxalates doing that. Okay, and consume vegetables low in oxalates, as I just said. So for your body, what can you do to avoid kidney stones? Have a good natural diet, as I said. I really recommend a Western A Price type of diet, or the Primal diet that I like also. Don't eat too much sugar and processed foods. Okay, so just a natural diet. Read the book of Weston Price, Nutrition and Physical Degeneration, or at least watch this old footage of Weston Price. I put the link that appears up there. You need to know his work, and so our ancestors had a perfect health. They didn't know anything about vitamins, about minerals, about all these stupid details on which we focus on so much these past years. Like in our modern world, we focus on stupid details. We don't need. I'm talking to you about vitamins and minerals and so on, because now we know about these things, but really we don't need to know about all these details, because again, health is really simple. It's really easy. Just have a natural diet and a natural lifestyle, and that's it. You don't need to know about this vitamin, this mineral, this amino acid, or so on. Okay. Eat dairy products with vegetables rich in oxalates, because as I said, the oxalates will bind with calcium in your food, and therefore it will stay in your digestive tract instead of going into your bloodstream. If you have dairy intolerance, you can eat sardines that are rich in calcium. Foods rich in B6, vitamin B6. Again, I don't recommend synthetic vitamins, but when you have kidney stones, usually doctors and in the hospital, they give you vitamin B6 but it's so easy to get vitamin B6 from food, in liver, and in fish. Also, studies have shown that vitamin A is important to avoid kidney stones. You have vitamin A, lots of vitamin A in liver. I really recommend that you eat liver at least once a week. Organic, of course, from grass-fed animals. Supplement with magnesium. So again, I don't recommend magnesium supplements like the isolated mineral. I recommend a natural form of magnesium that is Nigari salt. Nigari salt is an extract of sea salt of the sea, of the ocean. It's concentrated in magnesium, but it's not only magnesium. It comes with all the trace minerals. So supplement in magnesium. Why? Because oxalates will bind to magnesium also, but magnesium oxalates are more soluble, much more soluble than calcium oxalates. So if you have oxalates floating in your bloodstream, if it binds to magnesium, it won't form stones. But if it binds with calcium, it will form stones. So it's better to have more magnesium than calcium in your bloodstream and in your diet. Take citrates in lemon juice because citrates prevent oxalates from binding to calcium. So if you have kidney stones, drink lemon juice every day, like the juice of 1 or 2 lemons, mixed in water every day. That really will help to dissolve the stones. Okay. Again, I don't recommend citrate in a supplement form like calcium citrate or potassium citrate. I don't recommend that. It's so easy to just drink lemon juice, organic lemon juice, of course. Restore your gut flora because we said it's very important because they break down the oxalates. They are so important for so many things. Eliminate fungal infections and take probiotics. Take vitamin K2, of course, natural vitamin K2 that you have in emu oil, in animal fats, in grass-fed butter, cream, in cheese, old cheeses, in natto. Okay, so natural vitamin K2 because, as we said, vitamin K2 is responsible of taking calcium from your tissues and putting calcium where it needs to go in your bones and teeth. Take berberine. Berberine is great because it helps, it supports your liver and it repairs your gut by repairing your gut flora. Okay, and drink enough water because, as we said, if your urine is too concentrated, you can have oxalates, crystals forming. And that's it. So I invite you to check out my website, thecandidaslayer.com. I have a course on how to heal your gut naturally. I have a special offer right now. I offer a free 1-hour private coaching session if you buy the course, so I can adapt the protocol to your condition, to your specific situation. Okay, the link will be under the video in the description box. I see you in the next video. Bye bye.